Grolson speaks. Grolson. August 10th, 2014. I'm over here, Myrtle Avenue, North Portland. Had a conversation with this Dominican guy this morning. This guy actually standing about 20 feet away from me, but he told me that Eric Garner, he deserved to get killed because the guy was violent and he was resisting arrest. I was like, well, I didn't see that on that videotape. Then he said the piece de resistance. He said he was a criminal, and as a criminal, one less criminal on the streets. And I thought, man, some of you Puerto Ricans and Dominican dudes just be spaceman, just really out there. Some of you guys are really out there. I mean, first of all, you know, if we were to believe the police's report, they're saying that they stopped or interrogated Eric Garner because he was suspected of selling loose cigarettes. I still didn't even get the criminal, and I don't get the criminality of that. I mean, of all the things that you can use your competent police sources and your functional police resources to do, I don't get the criminality of selling loose cigarettes. Because really what the offense is you are selling untaxed cigarettes. So if I go into this deli across the street here, this bodega, and I ask the guy to sell me a cigarette, but not the entire pack, if the pack of cigarettes is $10, and I don't know, 20 cigarettes in a pack, and he sells it to me for 50 cents, he can only do that if he's collecting taxes, and therefore it's not a criminal act, or an infraction is what I would say. Because, you know, I mean, I don't see why I need the police department to harass people for selling untaxed cigarettes. If he was selling a truckload, if he was selling a caseload, a box, maybe. But individual cigarettes, I don't even, you know, where does that ration, where's the reason for all of the time and money that I spent in training you on how to be this undercover detective? I don't think I'm getting my money's worth. I don't. You know, but the guy, that's my take on it, but the guy was like, oh, he was a criminal. My wife's been a cop for 30 years. I tell her to shoot to kill because I don't want to go put no flowers on your casket. Now, first of all, you know, so what you're basically telling her to do is pass the buck. So she should, just because you don't want to put no flowers on your or her casket, no, Eric Garner's wife and his mother have to put flowers on his. It's better you than me. What do you mean it's better you than me? I mean, that's what he's saying. It's better you than me. So essentially, what you're really doing is you're rationalizing or explicating cowardice. And this is the thing that no one wants to talk about. The cowardice aspect. If the first thing you decide to do is pull out a gun and shoot somebody as a police officer, then you shouldn't be doing that job because you don't have the integrity and the fortitude, what they should call the guts or the nuts. You don't have that to do that job. If the first thing in your face is, he's intimidating me, and then how is he intimidating you? Because he's taller than me. Well, you know, what are you messing with him for? Oh, because I suspect. So basically, I'm going to dictate the rules of your free exposure in the universe. If I say you make me feel uncomfortable, then I got the right to kill you. Well, then, you know, at this rate, everybody makes you uncomfortable when you think about it. All right? I got up this morning, looked on that Facebook page. Apparently, I think the name of the city is Brandenburg, Missouri. The police out there shot some 17-year-old kid 10 times. You know? I get into a discussion yesterday about the police in somewhere in Ohio. I don't know the name of the city, but I think somewhere around Dayton, they shoot somebody because he's got a toy gun in Walmart. Now, you know, when they give you the part number and the item of the gun, it appeared to be an air rifle, you know, and it was painted, you know, desert sand, The Desert Storm, Desert Sand color. So it may have looked like a real weapon, a real gun. I mean, it's an air rifle, so it does shoot actual projectiles, not bullets, but pellets. So, it did look like a real weapon. But, there's so many uncertain and unclear things that are happening out here that it makes me believe. And I'll make this part one because I want to make another part two about some things I had a conversation with my buddy out there in Los Angeles, Npu Kamut, and Milton Alamati. I'll make that part two, but this will be part one. And it just makes me think that there are some things that are going wrong or going on in the recruitment process of being a police officer. I am starting to think that a lot of these guys are not psychologically qualified for the job of a public safety person. Because that's what this is about, right? Everybody wants to be, they'll inscribe police on their car, but you're actually a public safety operative. And what you are doing here does not make it sound like you are working in the best interests of public safety. It basically it looks like you're attempting to instill fear in one specific population of the American populace, one specific segment. Must be some pollen around here. My nose is running. But I really think there's a problem because when you hear the problem so many times in so many different cities, being done against the same people for essentially what looks to me, or what appears to be to me, you look suspicious. I mean, if I have to kill somebody because they look suspicious, and basically that Dominican guy I had the conversation with this morning, the only thing that saved him or added any merit, this is a meritless argument, but it only gave one little iota of what could possibly be considered merit, was the fact that Eric Garner had prior arrests for selling loose cigarettes. But an arrest is not a conviction. And without a conviction, you can't be considered a criminal. And even still, selling untaxed cigarettes, which is what the formal charge would be, untaxed cigarettes, that would be a misdemeanor unless the value of the cigarettes was into the thousands. The thousands, right? If I boosted an entire warehouse full of cigarettes and stole about, 40,000 boxes, and then I brought them up here from North Carolina or from Georgia and sold them, and you caught me with the entire tractor trailer, you might have a real case. But for a dude to sell cigarettes from a loose pack, a pack of 25 or 26 or 24 for 50 cents each, it basically sounds like you're wasting your time as a police officer. Doesn't seem to me like you're utilizing the best, your best potential. You're utilizing the resources of this municipality very well. Like this guy, he's ducking behind. My wife is the cop, and I had to tell her to shoot first. And see, he was resisting because he just didn't. He was resisting. I'm like, look, man, I don't want to talk to no more cowards. I don't want to talk to no more ideological cowards, and I don't understand why so many of you Dominican people and all of these other immigrants that come to New York are ideological cowards until it happens to you. And then when it does happen to you, the first thing you do is trying to get Al Sharpton's phone number so you can call him on the phone so he can speak for you because you can't speak for yourself.